Antichrist!
Then I'm like not back to where I'm supposed
Just
to
don't
be.
take your headphones off
I'm sitting comfortably
with the microphone on.
I'm gonna have to like hold my tap.
Everybody will hate you if they don't already.
I mean, if you two just could act like you've been here before and done this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
I brought 2 waters in case someone shit.
Neither one of them are the waters marked on them fucking labels.
It's not.
they are. He had bought them.
No, it's the illusion of choice. It's like American politics. It's just different labels, but it's the same thing.
I'm trying to think of a fucking song from Pocahontas, but I think it's the Mulan song. I'll make a man out of you. That one. That's not the Pocahontas. What is that song? Like, every window. The Rush of the Wind.
There are no windows in Mulan.
I'm talking about Pocahontas, not Mulan. The song I'm thinking about
There's no
from Mulan.
I don't think there's
I'm trying
windows.
to think of the one from Pocahontas.
There's no windows in Pocahontas.
Just because there's no glass in it does not make it have not a window, Izzy.
That's a hole.
It's just a fucking hole in a wall. So's a window. It's just got fucking glass pane in
To
it.
the walls.
Don't sweat drip down my balls.
That would make
All
like,
skeet, motherfucker.
All ski, goddamn. But I'm thinking of the song like "The Rush of the Wind" is how fuck. What is that name?
Paint with all the colors of the wind.
That's what it is.
Jesus fucking
Yeah,
Christ.
okay.
That was a long journey to get there.
I know.
Well, it is Sunday, December 13th, 2000.
Did you get the Izzy fucking mic check?
No.
Oh God, that's fucking gay.
This is the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the King of Village, Bulldog Malenko. Joining me once again, Mr. Knubsie Slow
It's your boy,
and Mr. Kris Izzi.
sorry, I had to swallow my water. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I had to swallow first.
That would have been a great
Before
tie-in to like the fucking how to set the cup and the balls right with the microphone.
I did. Well, it's not. How come you get to like talk sweet mad love to your mic, and mine's like socially distanced away from me?
Not even the mic likes you.
I know. I can slowly trying to get
Like-
away from me right now. Like
The
that's
fucking ring screen keeps itching up.
it's because I know it's
It's
because
fine.
it's because I yell because I don't admit how deaf I am.
tell you
So I
about it.
just talk loudly all the time.
Do you need me to turn your headphones up?
No. It's just how I. That's just
Nope.
how I like. It's just how I am. So I just.
I need-
like,
Oh,
just
I mean,
talk
I'm the
loudly.
same way.
Go like, where's my snare?
Although,
I don't hear no snare.
you know, although you know, it's so
It's
funny. So
Eminem, right?
okay, so I'm being goofy all the time. Like it's just how I am at work, and I joke around. And one of my patients just loved to ask me, like, "Kris, are you drunk? Did you just come to work drunk?" So I got coronavirus in the month of November, and I was out of work for like 2 weeks, and I came back, and she's like, "Kris, you were gone for a while. Did you go to rehab?" Like,
Try to make me go
one
to
of my
rehab.
patients thought that I just went to rehab for like 2 straight weeks.
Did you tell her no?
Played.
Like Amy Winehouse. You try to make me go
I'm
to
just-
rehab. I said no.
That was the most Mexican version of that song ever. Tried to make me go to rehab. I said no.
And like the whole time, my coworkers just kept saying that Kris is getting better, and she's just like, "That's good." So they thought I was gonna, was saying that I had coronavirus, and she just thought I was just getting treated for alcoholism.
At least you didn't give you an intervention. That'd been great. An intervention in the psych ward. That'd been fucking awesome. A whole bunch
All your
of
patients sit you down like, Kris,
You have a problem.
We're worried about you.
We are. We want you to keep your job. We like you. You're the good one.
Yeah.
You keep bringing us food.
Chris, stand up. My name is Kris Izzi, and I'm an alcoholic.
Look, they'll be like, "That's okay, Kris. We're all schizophrenic."
Right? There's one dude sitting there like, oh my God, you guys can see him too?
You guys are getting paid.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Did I never tell you about the patient that started narrating everything that I was doing?
Yeah.
He was a movie announcer. He goes,
Oh, wait, is it?
He goes,
No.
Kris was having a really bad day as he was just sitting there working, contemplating all the poor life choices. that he
Fucking
made.
awesome. I want somebody to narrate my life.
And then I just-
Narrate?
yeah,
Narrate.
it was at that point. I just got up and I was walking away. He goes, it was at that point Kris realized he had to go to the bathroom.
He had to go take his poops.
Bump, 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 bump.
That's amazing.
I know.
He poked his head in when you was taking your poops. And now he cringes his face.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Don't suffocate
And now
yourself.
he's wiping.
It's never a bad day, honestly, working at a psychiatric hospital. It's literally like just one of the most entertaining jobs you will ever. Because not only too, because the thing about it, like, because honestly, because I work with very acutely sick people, so they genuinely do not think they're sick. And they so at the same time they're very motivated people, and they're some of the nicest people that you will just ever meet. That you will just ever meet. That genuinely, like, even the girl that thought I was like an alcoholic and I went to rehab, she's like, "That's nice. You're getting better, and that you're getting treatment, Chris. That's good."
I mean, just because they're sickos don't make them like a bad person.
Just because they're sickos.
Absolutely.
Fucked in the head doesn't mean you fucking want people to die.
I had one patient that just came up to me one day and he went, because again, they're all like crazy. Again, crazy people are like literally some of the most honest people you will ever meet.
Oh yeah,
seriously. Like in modern time, like it is so hard to tell who genuinely cares about you.
Crazy people, and 4-year-olds.
And what they really think.
Crazy people and 4-year-olds.
Yeah. I was literally just.
If a 4-year-old calls you ugly, you ugly.
Yeah. And it's the same crazy people. I was walking down the hall and a guy just walks up and he just goes, "Chris, I just realized me and you look exactly the same."
Oh no.
I look terrible.
Oh damn!
He's like, I gotta change my life. I gotta make better choices.
Damn, I hope you. Oh,
God damn. And then your narrator pops up and goes, and it was at this point Chris decided to hang himself.
No, it's at this point Chris decided to go to rehab.
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's good days. Good times.
So Nubs, what's been going on with you, man?
We had a quarantine at the homeless shelter, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. You work at a homeless shelter.
I don't work. I volunteer at the homeless shelter.
That's right. You work and volunteer at a homeless shelter.
So I've been doing that, working, and
I'm glad you reminded me of that.
Getting back to the
Mr. fucking undercover exposer over here.
I know.
Getting back to
Izzy could never be friends with anyone who is even remotely a spy, like, member of the FBI.
Oh
CIA.
yeah, fucker, yeah.
Izzy would run into this person out in the wild and just totally be like, "Hey Bill, how's it going, man? Are you still working with the FBI?"
Who's that?
Motherfucker, I'm undercover.
Who's that dude?
You're undercover? Who are you surveilling?
Why are you yelling? I can't talk louder. This is the only way I can do it. Stop moving your hands.
Recently, I've started trying to dress nicer when I do stand-up comedy. Chris, if you know, Knubsie, if you notice that I just did it. If you notice that I wear collared shirts and khakis when I'm on stage now. And I look so bad at it. I look so bad wearing a collared shirt and khakis. I look like a really undercover cop who's doing a bad job of pretending to be an undercover cop.
I thought you looked like a dad that just showed up and it happened to be an open mic night and you were like, "Oh, fuck it, we'll give this a shot."
I got some jokes.
Yeah. I have also thought of doing stand-up comedy.
Well, I want to clarify the homeless shelter. The only
you don't have any kids, right, Izzy?
Duty
No.
crews.
No.
You totally strike me as the dad.
No, I know. I get
Well,
that
should be a
all
dad,
the time. I no, dude. I like my me time a lot. Although I'm really good.
I enjoy my me time as well.
Yeah.
I enjoy my me time.
The worst thing
puppy
ever
go.
is a
Go
3-year-old walking in during your me time and you're like, "Oh, I was just cleaning it."
I was cleaning
Get
my
out
gun.
of here. Mind your business.
What are you here for anyways? I don't even
God,
know
you don't even pay rent, you little fuck.
Go.
You don't even have the decency to knock.
You better start selling drugs, little shit.
I'm
a Dave
flashbacks
Chappelle
back to my
reference.
dad now.
Yeah. The homeless shelter's doing fine. We're still going on runs. It's just the volunteers aren't really allowed to go on runs. And I'm a probie still, so I can't have any other, like a medical bag or anything. I can't really PV to a scene. And if a belligerent homeless man's getting wild, and that's the main thing we're there. It's this fucking berserk on. We can't really show up to that because we got to wear special equipment for that type of so we don't get threw up on and shit. So, and all that's at the station. So that's great.
But so you're able
Make
to
that clear.
So you're able to keep really belligerent, out of control homeless people in check, right?
Yeah, we got to spray them down and shit.
Saving lives every day.
They need a hydration.
I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, fair.
God.
I can't spoil the secret.
It's not a secret. It's a homeless shelter.
It is homeless shelter.
They're all over.
What's been going on with you, Izzy?
I got over coronavirus. That sucked.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I had it in February, right?
I did not know that.
Yes, before the whole goddamn was even before the whole thing was even a thing. The first, literally, when I lost my job at the fucking shithole place the last week of January, 4 days later, I thought I had pneumonia.
Oh no, yeah, it was the same for me back in January too. I thought I had pneumonia.
Yeah, I thought I had pneumonia. It lasted about 8-9 days. It sucked. Couldn't smell anything. Couldn't taste anything. And I couldn't sleep lying down, so I had to put pillows against the wall and lean against the wall to sleep.
I had when I had it in January, I had just acute pain in my chest every time I was breathing in.
No, this was straight up pneumonia. My whole body hurt.
No,
this was fucking. It sucked.
And I did too. I had body pains, and then as I was breathing in, I had this stabbing pain.
Oh,
yeah, respiratory pain.
Mine was more in my back.
Yeah, and then we had a patient that attacked one of my coworkers, and then I rushed out to help, and then we got him under control. But I'm I feel like I'm being stabbed every single time I take a breath. It was awful. And they told me I had pneumonia, which was weird. 30.
Oh.
But then, but back in November, I was supposed to go back up because most people don't know you can catch it again after a while. You can catch it again.
Yeah,
and back in at least what they say. But it was weird. But back in November, I was going to go.
Hey, you know what? That's why I don't really wear a mask. And I just
nobody in this town wore a mask.
I go on about my business, and I figure if I'm constantly being exposed to it, if I've constantly kept myself exposed to it this entire time, then guess what? My antibodies are up all the time fighting this bitch.
Well, you probably got immunity to now. It's like that dude who drank poison.
You have to have. Okay, look at the country that has the lowest mortality rate, lowest anything.
New Zealand.
No,
they have no
Sweden.
cases.
First time.
Ooh, Sweden.
No, it was
Sweden.
I saw Lord of the Rings.
I like to go
there was nobody with coronavirus in Middle Earth.
Sweden
It wasn't alive then.
They're not doing the mask. They didn't lock anything down. The shit came through super quick, left super quick, and now they don't have anything.
Yeah, but we're also 10 times the size of their population.
And that's how you develop herd immunity to shit.
They're also cold as all right there.
Also, you want to know the biggest fucking batch of bullshit from the whole goddamn thing? So there's 600,000 deaths confirmed. I'm using air quotes on that. Confirmed in the United States. But then they also released 3 weeks ago that flu deaths are down 98% this year. I don't know about you fellers, but my brain, the bullshit siren's going, wee, bullshit.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Because
money in
that means there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers being misdiagnosed that are dying from the goddamn flu, because the flu kills 460,000 people in this country on average every year. No pandemic, no chaos, no panic. It's part of the plan. It just makes me think of the fucking Joker from The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah.
When things go according to plan, nobody bats an eye.
Yeah.
Some soldiers get blown up in Iraq or Afghanistan. Right. Yeah, gangbangers get shot. Nobody bats an eye. But you blow up a few hospitals or something goes off the plan and everybody just loses their minds.
Yeah, but the difference between flu and the coronavirus is more people are already immune to the flu than they are to the coronavirus. That's the difference.
But you know that corona is another strain of flu, right?
Right. It's a different strain of the flu.
And there's a different strain of flu.
That's more contagious than the flu because more of us don't know how to do it. It's 100% true.
Now, look. The flu, there's a new strain every year.
Yeah. Like some weed.
Every year. That's why you have to keep getting goddamn flu shots.
Well, yeah,
because they have to change it. Because apparently the flu mutates and all of these things, which, yeah, of course it mutates when it's being engineered in a goddamn lab and then released. But this time...
Like the $6 million man.
This time they managed to release it on that global scale, which... I have some thoughts of how that was done too.
Was it bad?
No, it was not.
Bad.
This was absolutely engineered in a lab, and it didn't get accidentally released. Just as every other thing that's ever been released was not accidental. It was calculated. It was intentional. But the problem is, this is the first time in our history that a virus has ever been politicized.
No, because again, any type of catastrophe is going to become politicized. I'm not saying
This
that
is
it wasn't
the first time
weaponized
in
for them.
history that a virus has become politicized.
Correct, but at the same time, again, you have just because
Mark my words.
they're
by June of next year, coronavirus is going to be a thing of the fucking past.
Hope so.
Actually, I predict sooner than that.
And I hope, I hope so.
I'm
Because
over
again,
January 1st.
the part about this equation that people don't realize is, and anybody that like just blows off of, oh, this is just another type of a flu. There's a difference. Yes, the average healthy person is not in danger of dying from the coronavirus. But the difference that you're running
People
into,
with compromised immune systems are the ones that
right,
are
that's
at
going to
risk.
catch it. Because again, there are less
Well, no,
people that are.
anyone can catch it, and you can even get sick.
Yeah.
But
These hands,
dying from it, most of the people that die from it are either elderly, which elderly people have compromised immune systems, or you're just a younger person with a compromised immune system.
Your immune system hasn't been built yet.
You got to go again. You're thinking. you're not thinking to the next step, because what happens is again, less people are able to fight off the coronavirus. So it's more easy for it to spread to other people. So more people end up in the hospital. Get in a car wreck. Like, get in a car wreck right now and end up having to be on an ICU event and then see what happens to you. That's the part that people don't realize is that it takes away resources from people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you got in a car wreck right now, there's a good chance you will not be in a
Treated
hospital.
properly.
No, or in a hospital in this state. That
Right.
you would get life-flighted like 2-3 states away. And I hope that you make it there. That's the part about this that people don't. That's the part about this that people don't realize is the distribution of resources that occurs from this.
No, I understand that very well because
Or also on top of that, what the other part of this that people don't realize too is the strain that this puts on healthcare workers, like the numerous number of nurses that I know.
One of the people in my life, basically, does work for the infusion center, and is responsible for assigning the scheduling, things like that for. Dude, even patients needing chemotherapy right now is a fucking battle.
It's a hassle.
It's just, everything's so fucked. And pretty much Deaconess is out of events right now. Like, okay, there are people that are still in, like, you're still in ICU, but once you're declared stable and you're off the vent, they're releasing you and sending you home.
They boot you out. They boot you out.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Or also the strain on healthcare workers. Do you realize the turnover rate that's occurred in healthcare across America? So what happened was you have a whole lot of people that are like close to retirement that all immediately retired within this year because again they don't want to work under the strain of what they have to do in the medical field right now. So on top of having incredibly strained healthcare workers. Now, what you have is you have less experienced healthcare workers having to take care of people, like in some of these extreme situations. So you're having less like certified people to help you.
Hey, Nubs, will you turn that fan that way just a little bit? That's perfect. Fine.
Like that's something that like a lot of people that they don't talk like even though they politicize this as 100%. That they have. This is another unfortunate side effect of this as well.
The problem is the fear mongering from it and there's going to be millions of deaths. No, there's not. There's not going to be millions of deaths from coronavirus.
No, but
there weren't going to be.
No, it's gonna affect the infrastructure. Like people don't understand how delicate the infrastructure is, like within the United States, like transportation wise. Like a lot of people rely on the amount of so many like air traffic and travel to places, and when that doesn't happen, it affects businesses.
Oh yeah,
and logistics and all of that.
Well, I would say that actually the biggest effect that is being seen right now, and I think we're not going to see the true effect of this for a few years, is on schools.
Oh yeah.
Like, first of all, the CDC. All these other health experts, like these doctors were interviewed. Oh God, this cracked me up. This was done on CNN. I forget which anchor it was. And this dude just looked so dejected by these doctors giving their answers. But he asked like 5 different doctors like one after another, would you allow your children to return to school? And these are like endocrinologists, doctors and stuff that study diseases, and they're part of this. And all of these doctors were like, yes, there is no significance to children with this virus at all. Like, children are not dying. They're not, like, if they get sick, they're sick for like 3 or 4 days, and then they're right back. Yes, you need to open the schools back up. Yes, I would send my child to school right now because they're struggling, they're suffering. And then this dude was like, well, there you have it. All of them would send their children to school. Like, not the answers he was looking for to push the agenda.
But they don't change but they haven't.
The CDC has changed things about every 2 weeks.
Sorry.
And the thing is, when it doesn't match the narrative that was already, like when the CDC said some things that fit the narrative that overall was wanted, that's what they hang on to. But then the CDC even came out and said nothing should have been locked down. We never should have done quarantine. And the masks are doing no good. Because, one, people don't wear them properly. 2, they don't have the right mask. That mask that you were wearing when you came in here does jack shit.
No, it's the N95. You got to wear the
N95 particulate mask.
You got to wear
that mask that you have blocks at best a 0.3 micron particulate. COVID functions at 0.125 micron particulate. That means that COVID will go directly through that mask.
Well, or the cloth mask thing too that people don't talk about. Again,
that is even worse.
They will say yes, it is a certain percentage effective, but what they don't tell you is that again you have to wash it in like an industrial grade washing machine.
I wear disposable masks
in order to be able to in order for it to be effective. But the part about the school that I was talking about is again, they haven't changed the precautions that people should be taking like when they're at school. So it's caused like schools to have to foot the bill of like I think I was watching the news this morning of like what was it $50 to $400 per kid that they were going to have to like cough up in order for them to be able to accommodate like all of the precautions and stuff like at school.
Well, pretty sure that falls on the state.
Oh yeah.
As long as it's a public school.
Yeah, I mean, again, the cost of it. But again, even
here's the problem.
Even have a hard time.
What's it costing right now with all of these kids who are struggling and failing school right now? What's that going to cost in the long run? What's happening to this young generation right now?
Yeah.
Just from 1 year of not being able to attend school properly.
We're gonna have dumber kids going out into the workforce.
Children are not our future.
Dude, there are kids. There are parents that are enraged. They had kids who were straight A students. And then they try to do this home-based learning thing, and they're failing.
The person that's going to be making my burger is not going to know how to do the Pythagorean theorem, and that bothers me at the end of the day.
I hate the
real problem is
teach me taxes.
It's easy to make that joke, but when you think about the scale of what that can mean, now you have to think about the scale of when does school open back up? When are they sending them all back to school? And by that time, how many kids are so far behind from where they should be? And then how many kids are just going to get bumped through? Okay, look, we got to push them through. Yep. We don't have enough room. We got to push them through.
No child left behind.
Mm-hmm. And so how many kids now who would have had promising futures are going to be left to shit?
I know.
And then I'm just going to tell you, there are only so many bottom-feeding jobs. And yes, that's what I'm going to call them. Let's call a spade a spade. There's only so many positions at McDonald's and Arby's and Burger King, Taco Bell, all these places. There are only so many.
What about sit-down restaurants?
Yeah, but I think I don't.
I'm just saying. I'm bringing up a good point.
I think in the end, I don't think it's going to affect the people that are going to take like again air quotes the bottom feeding jobs, and I'm saying that with like a grain of salt.
You still need a degree for that job, though.
Yeah, but at the same time, also anybody that's going to succeed is going to learn how to succeed in the environment. The people that it's going to affect, honestly, are the kids in the middle that could probably do with some nurturing and be able to succeed. And I think that's
of course there are going to be exceptions to everything.
No, I think it's that bulk middle group that's probably going to be affected the most. Because again, if you're a fuck up, you're going to be a fuck up, and if you're going to succeed, you're going to succeed no matter whatever environment you're going to get.
That's not always true.
No. Again, it's that
environment is a lot.
It's that middle part. That's what I'm talking about. It's that the kids that need that sort of coaxing and can.
I think that middle bulk that you're talking about is going to be about a 75 down, 25 up slope.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's not a big group.
You're going to it's going to become worse.
Oh yeah.
Like over the next 5 to 6 years, we're going to see some really bad shit from kids coming out of high school. Like, they're going to be like, oh, fuck.
They might just go all simply like do this year over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're just gonna stay in the 4th grade.
That's a bad idea too.
Look at Alexa Bliss though.
Who's Alexa Bliss?
Fuck this coronavirus. Look at her.
I don't know who that is.
She's on wrestling.
Is that one of those girls from Call of Duty?
She's motherfucking Sister Abigail.
That's
No,
stuff too.
I wish she was a Call of Duty girl.
You know she just got married?
Yeah, to some dude.
Some dude.
Yeah,
He's a singer.
I don't really give a fuck. Some dude. Some jackass that got lucky.
Some
But-
jackass
Wait,
got
is she-
lucky.
Is he supporting him while he works on his rap album?
He should be.
No, dude, he's
He's
got way more money than her.
No.
Yeah, he got like a major band or something like that.
He's like, yeah, he's
Can't be that famous.
world.
You guys don't know what it is.
I can't think of it. I don't listen to his style of music.
It's like 30 Seconds to Mars.
No, Jesus
It
Christ.
takes longer than that to get to Mars.
Oh my God.
That's the name of the band, Izzy.
That's the name of a
I
band.
hate both of you.
I'm not very sorry. I'm not very knowledgeable in music. Anyway. My first CD was a Train CD. I can't even make this up. I'm
Like
13.
a like
Like Drops of Jupiter.
Yeah, no, it was it was their My Private Nation CD that they put up. My parents said you could buy any
Maybe a
CD you
local
want.
When was this?
Oh god, I was like 13, so this was probably like 2000.
That's what I was thinking.
You know how weird it is when
20
you
years
say,
ago?
"Oh, I was like 13." It was like 2000.
That was
My
20.
brain goes, "Eh." What the fuck? The next year, I moved to Vegas.
Like, okay, look,
2000. I was 21.
I owned 3 CDs all through high school. That's how sad I am. I owned a My Private Nation. I owned a Train CD.
Well, because by the time you were in high school, everybody had MP3s.
No, and then
Yeah,
I owned
iPods.
and then a Pokemon CD with all their soundtrack on it. Hang on, and then a Britney Spears CD that my sister left in my room, and I just never gave it back.
So, did you listen to it though?
Well,
Of
yeah,
course he did. He only had 3 CDs. They were on rotation,
Hit me,
bitch.
baby, one more.
It was.
time.
That's the one. That's
That's a banger though. That's a banger.
that's how sad my life was. In music.
When I get
didn't-
drunk and dance, I'll put that song on every now and then.
I've evolved a little bit. I listen to Disturbed and Linkin Park. I'm really hoping Linkin Park comes out with a new CD soon.
I don't know about that one.
What?
God damn it.
What?
No.
Stop it.
I haven't heard from them in a while. I'm hoping they're okay.
Oh my
God.
God.
I don't think you know. Do you until we tell them?
Stop it.
I'm concerned now. Did something happen?
Oh man, you really don't know.
Did something happen?
Yes.
Shut up. He knows.
Do you know?
He's being a shithead.
What?
Do you not know?
Oh.
God damn. I knew he was
took-
fucking with.
Sorry,
you a
it
minute?
took no. Actually, I did forgot. I was just you guys were laughing. It was making me laugh, and then I remember now.
I get it.
I feel bad. And I feel,
Chester's gone.
Yeah,
I feel bad now.
that's okay.
Sorry.
Don't worry. It looks like I can see it all in your face. The remorse. I see that.
If you need help, please reach out.
I still think that he and Chris Cornell were murdered.
I don't think it was a suicide. But if you do need help, there is a suicide hotline, and dial that number. You're not alone.
You do know that Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington were working together to bring down that Hollywood pedophile ring, right?
The Epstein Foundation.
They're so, oh man, I believe it. I
They
believe it.
they both suffered abuse when they were younger, and then when they found out these things that were going on, they started working together. Well, Chris Cornell hangs himself the year before Chester hangs himself, in air quotes. Yeah.
I'm surprised nothing's happened to Corey Feldman. I really am. Like with all
The
the
problem is there's too much attention on Corey Feldman for them to do anything to him because he went fucking balls to the wall bonkers and started broadcasting it everywhere.
that didn't stop him getting Jeffrey Epstein.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Jeffrey Epstein is alive and well. His ass is on a fucking island. Why do you think there's no goddamn footage?
Why? Why do I think there's no footage? Oh,
They
'cause
got
they're
him out.
covered up.
They got him out. He's fine. He's fine. Also,
He knows too much on people.
How weird! Like this was one of my favorite conspiracies of that time frame, though, because
You talking about the adrenochrome conspiracy?
no, Well, oh no, I know about that. Fucking
I just did an episode about that.
that
on my
shit's
podcast.
that part of that's been confirmed. That's fucking.
No, I know. I believe that.
That's craziness.
I just did an episode on my podcast.
So you remember Anthony Bourdain also hung
Yes.
himself in a luxury room
France.
in Paris, France.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
I want to go there. Apparently.
Who did Anthony Bourdain very closely resemble?
Dun dun dun.
Who did he fucking look almost like? He looked like he could have been his fucking brother.
That's true. He did.
Jeffrey Epstein.
He did look a lot. Like
They
him.
looked a lot alike. And there are some people that flat out said Anthony Bourdain was murdered, put on ice because they knew the Epstein shit was coming down. They needed someone to.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know that.
Which I laughed at it, but then at the same time, there's part of your brain that goes, motherfucker, that's crazy enough
to work
to goddamn happen in the world we live in. Like, used to, I would hear outlandish things like that and go, oh, Jesus Christ. And now my brain goes, oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll tell you about.
But wait,
whenever the episode's after the episode's done, I'll tell you about another conspiracy. I'll tell you about the after this because I will tell you about the only conspiracy that I will never talk about on public because you will end up because you will end up dead if you investigate it. And I'm not going to say it on
well,
that's how scared I am of this.
Are you talking about Benford's Law?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Nope. One even worse than that.
I don't even know about
the fact that I even just said it probably means that just everybody in this room has probably just been put on a watch list
I'm
already.
all good with
Listen.
that. Bro, you think that I ain't been on a watch list for fucking 2 decades now? Come on. Yeah, I wish you would have known me in the MySpace days and seen the shit that I used to post as blog posts on MySpace that were for public consumption. People were like, I used to get messages like, you shouldn't be talking about this, right? And I'm like, I know, let them come for me. Let them come for me. Let them show up. I guarantee I'll take 2 or 3 of them with me.
I wasn't on my.
You want to be the first one through the door? I got something for you. We're all going to go together. One big fucked up family.
It was like a cult.
Yeah, exactly. You thought Applewhite was crazy, bitch. You ain't seen shit yet.
You ain't seen Red Bottom.
Speaking of aliens, fucking
Mandalorian?
How massive. Please tell me you both heard this news that just happened like 3-4 days ago.
Talking about the guy from Israel that was talking about that?
The former president of the Israeli space program comes out and says not only are extraterrestrials and UFOs real, he confirmed the Galactic Federation, which I've known about since about 2000. When it first popped into my radar, I was like, what the fuck? And then there was a full list of like 15 different species that are part of this federation. And there are treaties between some of them, and some of them are at war with each other, but they have to maintain these wars and skirmishes in certain quadrants of the fucking galaxy. I'm not
Milky Way galaxy.
I'm not making this up. I'm telling you what I have read. Anyway, the former president of the Israeli space program confirmed extraterrestrials, UFOs, and the Galactic Federation, and then the former Canadian Minister of Defense backed up everything he said. Bitch, it's on.
No.
Woo! Gonna clap them alien cheeks. Gonna clap them alien cheeks.
I'm gonna give me a girl from the Andromeda system.
No, and
What up?
And then tell me about this. Tell me, like, I saw that article too and all that stuff. Tell me how what was it back in June? What the fuck was that back in June or March or whatever, when they put out that thing about NASA saying that UFOs are real, and they put out those 3 shitty videos, and that was like on literally every single person's Facebook
That was
feed.
around May.
Yeah.
May or June.
Yeah. That was on every single person's fucking Facebook page. But literally, like what you're talking about, like the former director for the Israeli Space Force comes forward and says all this shit, and literally I have to find this on some external outlier.
That
source
came
of
from the
news.
New York Post for me.
No, I know, but
there was no outliers. This was New York Post, former.
Yeah, but nobody is sharing this around anywhere. Nowhere to the extent that
I'm gonna tell you right now
that I think it was the Washington Post.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Donald Trump was extremely close a few years ago. I just know this. Donald Trump was very close. First of all, Donald Trump shows up on TV talking about we're going to put together a space force. Okay? Everyone else laughed, and I said, you dumb motherfuckers, let me explain to you what just happened. That man is not stupid. Something popped in front of his eyes, he read a dossier that alarmed him enough. He knows better than to outright reveal, because, I mean, John F. Kennedy, all they got to do, like Lewis Black said, or Bill Hicks used to say it too, I think they show you when you become president, they show you 2 or 3 different angles of the Kennedy assassination, and then they ask you if you have any questions. Donald Trump is smart enough to know, okay, I can't expose this outright, but I can say we're building a space force. All these people were laughing, and my response was, what the fuck did he see that made him do a press conference and say, we're creating a space force? You people need to fucking let go of your hatred for this man, this stupidity that you harbor, and realize what just happened on all of your TVs and all of your social media, where Donald Trump says, we need a space force. That should be alarming to every human being on the planet who got that message.
Well,
Earthling.
Well, here's the thing. People don't understand that, like government officials, like people in the elite, there's a difference with how elite
First of all, there's a
think.
difference between government officials and elite.
Sorry. Like social elite people that
Right,
work
okay.
on a macro
Like
level.
Beyonce is socially elite.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
I would put her in this.
However, then there's elite like Rothschilds, Rockefellers, George Soros, people like that.
But like what I'm talking about, like how they think versus like even me and you, layperson, would be considered like a layperson in this. We have 5-year plans. People in the elite literally have like 20 to 30 to 40
to 50
year plans. So they're rolling this out. So Donald Trump puts out in the beginning of his presidency talking about a space force, and everybody laughs at him. But Elon Musk is now saying we're about to have people on Mars within the next 2 to 3 years.
I think we've already got them there.
Well, probably, because again, that's
We'll know
how
about
far
it
ahead they
in
can.
2 to
That's
3
how
years.
far ahead they can think.
I think that, like, they talk about lunar bases too.
Oh yeah,
I think
absolutely.
we've had lunar bases for 40 fucking years now.
Absolutely.
They're mining helium-3. Like, they're already doing all that shit.
You can follow so many channels on Facebook where people literally like talk about like how NASA's doctoring photos of the moon, because they'll say this is what this quadrant looked like back in 1983.
Yeah.
Like if you requested it a few years ago, and this is what it looks like today
Because of the Freedom of Information Act.
today.
Right.
But it's like it's photos from the same day, and they're totally different. They're
Yeah.
totally doctored, and they look like radically different from what they'll tell you what they look like.
Yeah.
Even if it's supposed to be the same day, like June 4th, 1983.
Like, what about? I know that you know about this. I don't think Knubsie's heard any of this stuff.
I don't listen to the news that much.
But the people
I just like
talking about being part of like black site military operations and for NASA, where they were abducting people
Oh yeah,
to send them to Mars for the work colony.
absolutely. Yeah, I've seen stuff like that. Yeah.
Shit like that. When I hear it, again, my rational brain goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mr. Muff.
my thinking
People
brain
don't
goes,
realize-
"Ooh,
People
man."
don't with that conspiracy. People don't realize that back in the 80s, people were doing the same thing, or 70s and 80s, were doing the same thing about the moon.
Yep.
They were saying the same thing,
That people were being abducted,
to do projects like on the moon and stuff.
And yet, all these people that come forward and whistleblow on these things. See, that's why I was happy as hell that it was the former director of the space program for Israel, and not just someone that worked for the space program, because that person would be dead within 2 weeks, and there would be no follow up.
I can't remember his name. His name's like Snyder. I
That-
want to say was his name. No,
You talking about Dulce Base? Phil
Yeah,
Schneider.
yeah.
Phil Schneider, dude, that motherfucker, hung himself.
Yeah,
in
his chair.
in his chair.
What?
They wrapped piano wire around this motherfucker's throat and killed him in his apartment.
Yeah, and he said
He's the motherfucker. Remember, we've talked about Dulce Base. I know you got to
Yeah.
remember that. The firefight that broke out between extraterrestrials and humans underground in the base.
Yeah.
And he had plasma burns in his
Dolce
body.
base. That's called 12 base.
Yeah, and he would go around. He would show people all these like plasma burns on his chest, and he just like his fucked up little like
Yeah, on his
strong
hand, yeah.
And it was found like with
He had a
like,
straw hand?
No, he had like fucked up like a strong hand, like from
Oh,
Scary Movie.
Scary Movie 2. Let's
Yeah.
take my strong hand.
Strong hand. He had one of those,
I'm a laser.
and
It was a plasma beam.
Plasma?
Took his shit. Dude, the plasma burns on his body when he would lift his shirt during these like
Interview?
talks. Well,
Yeah.
he did like symposiums and stuff, and he would show the audience these plasma burns on his body.
it was like 93, 97. And then they found him
Yeah.
just with neck wraps.
Yeah, and they said
Bruises.
that he hung himself while sitting in his chair. was like, God damn, dude,
How long
come
was
on.
that fucking rope?
There was no rope.
That's what I'm saying. That's
There was piano wire wrapped around.
I mean,
his
piano
goddamn-
wire is still just a rope. It's just a little bitty rope. What's up, Izzy? Talking with shadows.
And people still pay taxes.
You know, I'm just gonna say it wouldn't really matter if they did or not.
Yeah.
So it takes
The amount of money that the government can just take at any point in time, or that they have that we don't know about. How about December 10th, 2001? Donald Rumsfeld, secretary, is on fucking C-SPAN talking about $2.5 trillion has disappeared from black budget operations. It's just gone. We don't know where it is. It's just gone. And then conveniently, the next day, a missile hits the financial sector of the Pentagon, and then they do an emergency demolition of World Trade Center Tower 7 that had nothing to do with the attack. We decided to do an emergency pull demolition. Oh, you mean a demolition that takes 2 weeks to prep and plan for? You just set that up in 3 hours, huh? Man, you guys are the most elite demolition squad ever in the history of ever. And it could never be duplicated.
And yet there's some
Assholes.
people that still haven't got their stimulus checks.
Canada got $2,000 a month.
They'll tell you it's still in the mail.
God damn.
What'd you say?
Canada got $2,000 a month.
Well, yeah, they're Canada. They actually care about their people.
That's true.
It's weird.
I know, it's different.
We live in one of those countries where they're like, oh, no, the cattle,
Wait, you're still
the cattle
alive?
are fine.
Yeah.
We have enough cattle. If you can die, it's not going to matter.
I'll tell you one thing coronavirus did, man. It made me so much more radically left about healthcare. I'm like, healthcare should be a fucking human right. And they should be paying my bills. during this
Absolutely.
time.
And see, that's why, I tell people,
$2 billion
When they-
can save the homeless.
I have people who try to be like, oh, you're like a closet conservative. And I'm like, no, asshole. If you claim a side, I consider you to be a fucking moron.
Oh, man.
I'm the motherfucker that can walk down the middle, pick from the right, pick from the left, and then be like, nope, don't like that. Nope, don't like that. Oh, I'll take this. Yep, that fits.
Everybody's cool. All right, I got that. That's for me.
I am more for, I think there needs to be more of a study and an in-depth investigation into the potential of libertarian anarchism, where there is just a bit of structure. There does need to be a structure, but that structure is only for the betterment of society, not bullshit laws that fucking no. Basically, when it comes down to social law, I think we need to go back to the Wild West. Everybody's got a gun. You're going to see people being a hell of a lot more polite.
Cyberpunk 2077.
When everybody is armed, like the old saying, an armed society is a polite society. Because when grandma can pull up a .357 hand cannon on you at Walmart, you're going to be nice.
You're going to keep that ramen to yourself.
People are going to be very, very careful about how they approach other people.
There's going to be a lot of Mexican standoffs.
There
I
would
think
be.
I think that, and you know what?
Bring back dueling.
Exactly.
Andrew Jackson. Hey, remember that story you told me?
I love it. Oh, man, I love that story.
Fuck it. Honestly, if two consenting adults want to enter into a fight, albeit a fight to the death, who is the government? Any government official, anything, who are they to intervene?
That's like a boxing match.
Exactly. Fuck off. Mind your business.
I mean, you might die in a boxing match.
As long as you've got two people who want to consentingly engage in this act, knowing that death is coming to one of them, and you have at least 3 witnesses that can verify, yes, both of these people agreed to these terms.
3 neutrals.
I don't care. There can be a cop. There can be a cop standing there
I mean,
watching.
both sides pit.
Now, I do think that there still needs to be law enforcement for, like home invasion, things like that, like a murder.
Shit nobody consents
But
to.
at the same time, I also kind of like tribal law.
Well,
if you killed my family member,
The high
I
chief.
might wipe out your fucking family tree.
Well, do you know the thing about like libertarian anarchism that like libertarian anarchists don't really understand is, you know who also really, really likes that? CEOs of like Walmart and warlords. Both of them absolutely love those two things.
They like the idea because it's not in practice anywhere in the world. Do you know what would happen to CEOs of major companies in this country?
They'd form their own.
They would be hunted the fuck down. I don't care how much money you got. You're only going to be able to amass so many people to work for you.
Do you know what the Pinkertons are?
Of course I do.
That's what they did.
And what happened to them?
They formed the government got involved.
And talking about the Pinkertons from the Old West?
Yes. Because what happened was companies got
the
so
Pinkerton
rich.
Detective Agency.
Yeah. They got so
that shit
rich.
was real?
They just they made their
yeah.
own. They
I was just in Red Dead.
companies.
Dude, the Pinkertons were fucking assholes, man.
Yeah, the game says all that. They're fucking debts in the game.
The game touches on what the Pinkertons were. Dude, the Pinkertons were above the fucking law.
Yeah.
The Pinkertons,
they made their own military. That's what the companies did.
The
The
Pinkertons were far beyond even what the FBI or CIA could imagine being.
Yeah.
They could walk up to you in public. A Pinkerton could walk up, shoot you in the face. You're not even the guy he's looking for. He flashes his badge. No one can do anything about it. And he can say, my bad, and walk the fuck away scot-free. Yeah. You think police brutality now is a fucking thing? These dudes could flat out shoot you and be like, oh, that's not the guy I was after. Mm-hmm. Well, sorry about that, folks. Have a good day. And be on his fucking way. And not a thing would happen to him.
Because again, and the other thing that you run into too with like libertarian anarchism, I mean, everybody that thinks about this, you end up with people making like the company towns. That's what happened.
That's the same way too. Why like they exist again now, but originally the Texas Rangers were eliminated.
Oh, fucking Chuck Norris.
The Texas Rangers got eliminated in like, what was it, the 20s, 30s? They got taken out by the governor. The governor put the kibosh on the Texas Rangers because the Texas Rangers were above everything.
Well, what you have when you have like you just pull everything back with like less rules, and you get that is you have companies that a person that literally just does so well for themselves, they create their own little mini armies and they create their own little they create their own little towns, and they buy up all the land. And if you cry foul against that, oh, you can't do that. You can't control me of what I do with my own property. It's like very against the ideas of libertarianism. Then they just call you fascist for controlling it.
Well, actually, which I do agree with. First of all, if someone agrees to sell their property to anyone, then shut up. Like, you made a sale. Mm-hmm. You got paid. Sorry about your luck. You've got nothing to stand on now.
Yeah, the problem
Move along.
The problem with the dog-eat-dog world like that, what you're talking about, is eventually a dog just gets so big nobody can take them down. That's just what happens.
Everyone can be taken down.
Maltese.
All you got to do is look through history.
The only thing that
was able
to
take
take
Egyptian empires.
The only thing that was able to take them down was like legit either the government at the time or another government. So it ends up becoming like
most empires fall from within.
Yeah.
Well, you look at the Roman Empire. You look at the Greeks. You look at the Egyptians,
the Mongols.
You look at the Chinese.
The Chinese now.
Look at the Japanese Empire. Jesus Christ! Look at the British Empire. Everything fell from within.
Tried 4 times. He couldn't get to Japan.
And I think under a libertarian anarchism society, that's what would happen. Is you would just have something that would just collapse from within.
Well, of course, everything. But that's just it. At least in libertarian anarchism, you're expecting a collapse again eventually, and it's basically becomes the cycle of the phoenix.
You just hit the reset button,
and then you have survival of the fittest.
I don't want to be paid in Walmart dollars if I'm working at Walmart, and honestly, I don't think people realize that's probably what would happen.
Walmart bottle caps.
You would make like 20% less than probably what you do now, and you would get paid in Walmart dollars, where you can only shop at Walmart.
To be fair, Walmart has a lot of shit.
It's true.
Walmart's got everything you need to survive.
That's true.
Yeah. Target's all right though. I like Target.
Target's bougie.
Yeah, it's
Target. The CEOs of like the heads of Target would be one of the first like tribes hunted down and strung up.
Your fucking shitty clothes.
The Walton family would hunt down the Target family. Be like, you got a target on you. Like, what the fuck did you expect to happen?
I love some of my good shit. I love some of my conservative friends that are like, they're gonna round us all up and put us like in Walmart FEMA camps. I'm just like, I just opened a nice one like a Target FEMA camp.
Can I get a Target FEMA camp?
Yeah, just so that I'm not one and nicer than yours. That's what I want. That's what I want.
No, I get that crazy lady from fucking. Oh, how you doing today? I'm like, no, leave me alone. Not today, lady.
See, not today. Like people talk. Okay, so the one thing that concerns me a lot is people who say things like, "Man, the government's eventually just going to round us all up," and I'm like,
nah.
How much of a bitch are you? Like, you do understand that our government only has 2 million people in the military, right? There are 330 million people in this country, and 119 million of us are armed to the teeth. If you're armed and someone comes to round you up and you go willingly, you deserve whatever happens to you.
Yep. The government's never going to round us all up.
Fuck no, because we make the money. Yeah. We provide all of the work and services.
We are economic
slaves.
Son.
We're economic slaves right now. It doesn't get better than this.
We shouldn't have jobs. We should be just hunting berries and shit.
Cheaper to be on house arrest than in prison.
Right. Yeah. But look, no. It's cheaper to have economic slavery like what we have now. Yeah. Even when slavery was a thing, slave owners had to maintain a standard for the slaves they own. A standard of living had to be maintained.
Yeah, but that standard was very subjective based on the state.
It was very low. However,
in Georgia was the low.
You're an economic slave now. What standard of living? Whose responsibility is your standard of living?
Our money stayed the same while the cost goes up.
It was nobody's probably my wife, because without her I'd be in a much worse situation.
And if she left, who does it fall to? It falls to you,
and I'd probably be dead in a ditch.
And there you go.
I would.
Economic slavery. Okay. Oh, so you still have to work your ass off for this system, but now you're responsible for all of your needs, your health care, everything. You have to take care of it. Oh, absolutely. You need government assistance? Well, now we're going to put limitations on what you like, how much you're allowed to make. So now we're going to put you either in a chokehold. We're going to we're going to hold you underwater with our foot on your neck, or if you decide, you can just keep treading water, trying to keep your head above it until you eventually drown.
The magic of the New Deal.
Yeah. That's what's a motherfucking Ready Player One. They get the IOI. They fucking get caught up in the debt, and they gotta go to the fucking little whatever the camp thing is.
Yeah, that movie is a great metaphor for
absolutely.
Ready Player 2 just fucking dropped. It got published like 2 weeks ago.
Did it really?
Is it out?
The book is, not the movie.
Oh,
right on.
I have to check that out. I still haven't watched the first one yet.
You haven't watched it?
I like watching the trailers of it.
Dude, that's a no joke. You need to read that book.
Which one? I gotta
Ready Player One. It's like the book is fantastic.
I gotta read the book. I gotta read the book Player 2 too.
Player 2 too?
Ready Player 2. I gotta read that one.
Ready Player 2?
Ready
Freddy.
Freddy is in Ready Player 1 though, the movie.
Wait, are we still talking about a game or are we talking about a book?
It's a book and a movie. It's all about games.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's fucking
great.
Have
you not heard of Ready Player One?
No, I have. I watched the trailer.
Watch the whole fucking movie.
I saw the trailer. I got the gist.
All of it. It's fucking awesome, and it's a great message.
Knubs is getting mad.
Accept everybody.
He got feelings.
Wow, fucking emotions is rising. It's like I'm talking about Harry Potter. Everybody loves everybody.
Fantastical beasts.
Yeah. That movie.
Izzy's like that fucking.
The first one was good. That third one's gonna be a banger though.
Still mad about that. They haven't even come out with it yet.
I ain't watching any of
Johnny
that
Depp's
shit.
not gonna be in it. Which honestly was for the best, because honestly I can't remember the guy that played Grindelwald before Johnny Depp ruined that whole
Tom
scene.
Farrell?
Tom Farrell. He did such a better job, honestly, as Grindelwald than
I like
fucking Johnny Depp did. And
I'm not saying
I'm not saying that I dislike Johnny Depp as an actor. What I'm saying is I thought that Colin Farrell did a much better job.
I will say this
as an antagonist.
Amber Heard is a cunt.
Oh yeah.
What a cunt,
douche.
Absolutely.
Fuck.
I don't even know everything she done.
Any woman out there who heard what Amber Heard did and still has anything to say about you should listen to all women, I want you to go stand in front of a mirror and punch yourself as hard as you can directly in the fucking face.
With the mirror.
I don't want to watch Aquaman 2 because she's going to be in it.
No, she's not going to be in it. No.
They dropped her.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because they knew what was going to happen now.
Absolutely.
They wasn't going to make money.
Yeah. Nobody's going to see it.
No, like
everybody's like, fuck that bitch.
They'll watch it, but they'll put one hand up to it like, I don't see that bitch. Yeah, I was hoping for
But anyway, the alien shit though, back to this, we're going to circle back.
Absolutely.
Like, I am super excited about this because when you got two big fucking government players that come out within days of each other and one's backing up what the other said.
Absolutely,
man.
I feel honestly, the
problem, and I'm not on social media anymore, so I don't know what the happenings on Facebook
No,
is.
it's not. It's not. being
No
spread.
one's even talking about it.
No one's
It's fucking amazing.
No one's
I love this planet.
because I think I think they're suppressing it. I really because they do because the media will suppress stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
we did you hear that Facebook's being sued by 48 states and the U.S. government for being a monopoly, and they're saying that Facebook needs to be broken up. Ha ha! Fuck you, Zuckerberg. And you know who the next target will be?
They took out MySpace?
Twitter.
The Twitter's even worse, man.
Twitter is worse. Twitter had the perfect format
Only had
back in the day.
115
Remember when Twitter was the Wild fucking West?
Oh
Where
yeah.
you could say whatever about whoever, and it was like, well, you better have thick skin, bitch. This is the internet.
No. Oh God. No. So.
And then this Jack cunt who's in charge of Twitter.
Dover?
What?
Dover? Last name? Jack Dover?
Jack Dover, is that it?
Jack Daver? Somebody did.
I can't remember. He was on Joe Rogan.
Dovis?
He was on Rogan once, and he just got torn apart by this dude that brought up all these things against Twitter. Jack and his little chick that was with him, they didn't have any suitable answers. This guy was eating them the fuck alive.
Rogan?
They were on Joe Rogan.
But it wasn't Rogan eating them alive.
No. Rogan's just acting as mediator because this dude that came in, it may have been Tim Pool. I can't remember. Anyway, he's just fucking obliterating Jack and this whatever her name is from Twitter.
It's all Amber Heard.
Probably. Seriously, man.
Amber Heard is in the same category as Carol fucking Baskin.
Absolutely.
Bitch.
Absolutely. She's not going to be able to get any work.
Carol
or be able to go
Baskin.
out in public again.
Killed him. Husband. Whacked him.
No. Oh, God. Dude, the whole thing, like, with Twitter, like, them trying to say that, for me, it all started, like, with the Hunter Biden thing that came out. And, again, I'm not trying to get political with it, only what I thought about it. But,
I mean, when have you seen all the shit that
there was,
like, all the evidence they
no,
have?
there was
a
legit, there was a computer found that had all of this information on it that belonged to Hunter Biden that said that he was, like, essentially trading favors and money and all this for access to his dad and for Joe Biden. And then Twitter blocks was it Washington Post or was it the New York Post
when they tried to report on it,
and they shut their Twitter their Twitter account down.
Have
and then
you
they were
seen-
like they're like we don't in any way, shape, or form like want to promote like hacking. That was their answer. Hacking.
Have you
And I'm
seen
like,
that Twitter and YouTube both are shutting down anything to do with the voter fraud shit?
Yeah.
And now, do you know that 23 states have filed injunction for voter fraud?
And yet they don't do one motherfucking thing about Julian Assange or fucking
Edward Snowden.
or Edward Snowden. They didn't do jack shit.
I think honestly,
whenever they were doing that.
you know what
I hate censorship. Man.
You know what I think. I think
much.
Trump, like right at the end of this year, regardless of how this fraud investigate, because with 23 states filing injunction about this voter fraud shit, this may end up going to SCOTUS. This may be going to the Supreme Court. Good. Like they may have to hear this and evaluate all of this.
Good.
And if that happens, I'm going to tell you this, my interesting Judeo-Christian friends, buckle up, buttercups, and brace for 4 more years of Trump, because he ain't going to be going anywhere. And aside from that, though, if Trump were to be on his way out, I think what he should do is do 2 executive orders and exonerate Edward Snowden and Julian Assange. Give him a full fucking pardon.
I hope he does.
With no strings, no nothing, just full pardon. Come back home, boys.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna also preface this by saying that I think Donald Trump is a giant motherfucking tool.
Well,
and I don't want to swear that much, but I'm just getting heated up talking about this whole censorship because again, I dislike censorship, and I do, and it irks me because I saw so many people on social media that were
and as much of a tool as he is, though, think about the number one proponent for freedom of speech right now that we have.
Republicans.
Donald Trump.
Oh, sorry.
Donald Trump is the echelon of freedom of speech. Think about this. The only reason Twitter can't ban him is because he's the fucking president. Do you know what Donald Trump could do to Twitter if they banned him right now because he's the president?
Shut him down.
Oh,
probably.
My God. Like, Yeah, notice they ban all these other people for things they say. Trump can say some of the most fucked up, repugnant shit ever in, what is it, 140 characters or less.
It's 280 now.
280, yeah, he's got double the capacity.
But again, I'm going to say it again. I think he's he's a terrible human being, and I did not vote for him in any single election ever because I dislike him.
I don't vote.
Well,
I know better.
So I didn't know him. So I didn't vote for him.
Like I've never voted for him at all. But
I would have voted for Bernie though.
But I will still call anybody out whenever they're being like
cool.
a bunch of hypocrites. Like if you post that photo of like Joe Biden if you post on Facebook that photo of Joe Biden telling some blue collar worker like I don't work for you. They put up a misinformation thing that warns you.
But that's real.
But he did.
Said that. He fucking said that to that person.
You can watch videos of it.
Well, I don't work for you.
Yeah. Joe Biden.
He goes, I don't work for
senator, right?
Yeah, while pointing at the guy.
I don't work for you. Yeah. If I wish I could have been in that crowd that was doing the question, I would have been like, excuse the fuck out of me, but I think you do, Hoss.
They work for the lobbyists. The people who they don't work for us. The senators.
I don't think Joe Biden knows what year he's in anymore.
It's 2020.
So, and then people wonder why people run to Parler for stuff like that.
In the Parler? What's that?
Or BitChute.
Or that's
Jesus Christ! You want to talk about a cesspool of humanity?
BitChute.
Oh, BITCHUTE. You're welcome, and all of my Bulldog Unchained faithful. You go have fun in that playground. If you have any delicate sensibilities, if anything that I've ever said on this show heavily offends you, do yourself a favor and stay the fuck off of BitChute.
Dude, BitChute's like if 4chan grew up and then developed a drug problem.
No, BitChute is like 4chan, 9gag, and Twitter from the days of old had a three-way.
Yeah.
And a bastard child was made, and no one's watching it. No one's keeping tabs on it. No one's like, no, don't touch that. It's hot. Just let this fucker. This is a feral child. BitChute is a feral fucking child. And it is wild as fuck. And they don't censor anything. They don't ban anybody. You can say whatever you want. Let's put it this way. BitChute.
You post photos on there?
BitChute. That's the least of what. BitChute houses.
That's where the really weird.
Hold on. BitChute houses both the radical Black Panther Party and Stormfront white nationalists.
Ain't they both radicals?
Yeah.
They want to kill each other. They absolutely want to eliminate each other.
Let's get a Thunderdome going.
That's BitChute is the fucking Thunderdome.
Let's do it.
It is the free-for-all fucking wasteland. Remember when I used to joke about making my own website and call it the Savage Lands and just you can say whatever the fuck you want here?
Yeah. That's what BitChute is.
That's what someone took that idea and they were like, Bulldog knows what the fuck's up.
They take our ideas and don't even give credit.
I know, right? But BitChute. Inspired by Bulldog Unchained.
That's why it starts with a B.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
yeah, dude.
The radical Black Panthers and the Stormfront.
I'm telling you right now, when Knubsie leaves here, I'm gonna remind him
to go on it.
Yeah, and Knubsie is gonna check out BitChute. Yeah, and his head's gonna be like,
"Is it an app?"
Yeah, there's an app.
Okay.
Or you can just go to the website.
There's regular Black Panthers, and there's radical Black Panthers, and there's regular white people, and there's radical white people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're all on there.
They're all on there.
There are Muslim extremists
on there.
Oh yeah.
It's like, am I gonna get sucked into the dark web?
Oh, dude, this BitChute is like the playground.
I'd rather not get snatched before I go to Paris.
This is like the playground of the dark web.
But you'll probably have somebody that said, "Hey, would you like to go to this dark web chat room with me?"
You want to hold my hand?
Yeah.
Go over here, little boy.
Yeah. Click this.
I'm gonna say no.
Don't click any links on.
Yeah,
that.
don't.
Lord knows what you're gonna find on.
But
there.
yeah, you're gonna find a lot. And also though, BitChute is amazing for conspiracy channels because YouTube has started censoring all of these conspiracy theorists and all this.
My channel got hit huge with the Nerf bat, whatever that whole thing of like content for kids.
Oh, a strike?
Yeah, no. We didn't get a strike. It was two huge things that happened. One was when they like booted Alex Jones off the InfoWars, and they were really cutting and with people. Like all their advertisers not wanting on
that
certain
man
channels.
is a goddamn universal treasure. By the way,
that was the first one. And then whenever they did the whole content is this made for kids thing, and then they did that, and then that made it even more difficult. I think for a lot of paranormal channels.
Yeah, because
like yours,
Yes, it should be rated E for everyone.
Yeah,
Like
we
these
really
hands.
tried. Yeah, we really tried to, like, with the stuff that we do.
Okay, when I came on the show, that was a paid show. Probably a good move if you were on all ratings.
Oh yeah,
That's a good move. Because I'm not going to hold in any fuck or shit, or
no.
I'm not going to censor myself because you're just going to stifle my conversation.
And we still even went out like on a limb, and like when we did the Harp conspiracy, we did Bohemian Grove conspiracy, we did adrenochrome. That's pretty dark. It's probably that's probably the darkest conspiracy that we've done so far.
You talking about that bots?
No, adrenochrome is a far different. So the adrenochrome conspiracy, and this was recently in the news. Where they were talking, because it gets politicized really quick, is that the social elites are like kidnapping kids and they're essentially scaring the shit out of them to produce adrenaline, and adrenochrome is a byproduct of that, and they harvest that in order to like live forever, or they use it as like some sort of a super
and
drug.
Time out. Who was the first person to tell us about that?
Alex Jones.
No.
What, Alex Jones?
David Icke.
Oh, sorry, that was guess two.
Because the heightening of the adrenaline from fear is, again, I'm air quoting, but that's what these reptilian elites feed off of.
Yeah. And
David Icke's been talking about this shit for 40 fucking years now.
Yeah. And then there's been other people that have talked.
Alex Jones, though, years ago exposed the Boston Hospital and Dallas Memorial.
Bohemian Grove?
But I'm talking about specifically tied to this.
Oh, specifically to adrenochrome. Yeah.
Because those two hospitals were taking infants from their mothers, like right after they were born, telling the mothers they were stillborn, harvesting these infants for 7 to 9 months until their organs were viable to harvest, harvesting their organs and then keeping them in sustained, like these stimulated things to keep these organs alive for when people need them that can afford them. When Alex Jones first talked about that, everybody, including me, was like, what the fuck? They're not harvesting babies. And when was it? 2013? Both of those hospitals got busted, and there was a ring of like 50 or 60 doctors and nurses. Yes, they were absolutely stealing babies, harvesting their organs. Fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man.
Why is Alex Jones fucking right about, like, I've learned now at this point, when Alex Jones talks really fast too.
I do. I have a theory, honestly, that they have been in some way, shape, or form fucking him up in the long run, because he's gotten way more erratic within the last couple of years. And but again,
I have an answer for that.
Or I don't know if he's just, again, once you just know so much, eventually
he's going crazy. He's snapping because he's been trying to tell people this shit for 20, 30 years now. And now he is so fucking... Think of the things that Alex Jones has experienced, seen, it's been brought to him that he hasn't told us about.
You just wouldn't trust anybody. Oh, the frogs turning gay. That was...
But here's the thing. Then that comes out like 2 years ago that it's fucking real.
Mm-hmm.
They were altering the water supplies in different parts of the rainforest, and it was causing homosexuality within certain species in these like rainforests and shit. What the fuck? And when Alex Jones said they're turning the frogs gay, everybody's like, oh my god, he's fucking nuts. Even I was like, oh, Alex, what the fuck are you talking about? And now everybody's got to go, god damn it, because Joe Rogan still has Alex on his show regularly because they're very dear friends, and Alex says it all the time. He goes, look, I might be a little retarded. and then he says shit like, and Joe tells him all the time, he goes, the problem is you talk really fast, and he goes, and you say things that you have the proof for, but they are unfounded, and you're throwing these things out for people that have not heard anything about this, and then we have to follow up with this information to show that you're not just saying things to say them. And he goes, Joe, you know that I've got dossiers and papers on every single thing that I've ever talked about. And Joe goes, I know. He goes, Joe said something about, I've learned over the past 5 years how terrifying it is to be your friend. That's a huge fucking statement, man. How terrifying it is to be your friend. Think of the things that Alex Jones tells Joe Rogan when ain't nothing recording.
Oh, I'm sure.
Joe even said, he's like, you've told me and showed me things
that just absolutely terrify me.
Well, when you really delve into conspiracy theories, and you realize that generally there's some sort of small kernel, like even in the worst of ones, there's still some small kernel of truth in them. It literally erodes your trust in people around you. It erodes your trust in the government. It erodes your trust in the media. It erodes your trust in just rich people. Anything. That's the system, and you end up getting depressed because you start feeling so powerless because you can't do anything, because you can't do anything about it.
See, that's the point where I, especially getting rid of social media, like, I've talked about, I don't have depression and anxiety anymore. It's amazing.
Like because of the weed.
Like you want to talk like
and the weed helps. Like I live in a recreationally legal state. I smoke 2 or 3 times a week usually. And when I smoke, I literally take like 2 or 3 hits.
If you really want to think about a guiding hand of the government that people aren't really even talking about now, and I'll throw it out there. When was the last time you saw like real heavy media coverage of the Black Lives Matter movement?
Oh yeah,
it was.
It's over. That's done now.
It was literally,
you know why? Because the election's over.
That's what happened. Like it's stopped.
Exactly. But people are too stupid to connect those dots.
Yeah.
I explained this.
Like all of a
to
sudden,
someone
the election happened, and we solved racism and police brutality.
Look, I did this to someone the other day, and I was explaining this. I said most people look, and this is what they see through. And I'm holding my hands up to my eyes in like a binocular kind of shape.
Yeah.
This is what I see. I see the bigger picture outside of this. Here's what worries me. What am I not seeing beyond the picture that I see that's far beyond what everyone else is seeing? That's what worries me. Like, what am I missing? Because at this point, I've given up. I have given up on 99.9% of human beings. I have. I've just written them off. They're fodder. They're fodder. Actually, it is their fault. Through all fault of their own, because they refuse to think for themselves. People want to be told what to think, how to feel, what to do, where to go.
Who would you be mad at?
Yep. Yes. As long as you point a finger and say, Scarface. Yeah. You just want to be able to point your finger at somebody and say, there he is. That's the bad guy. Yeah. And that's what people want. They don't want to think. And then when something does come out that challenges what they were told before, they either just latch on to that first thing they were told anyway. Like, all you got to do is look at the COVID shit for that. People still latch on to the first, 2-3 press releases when we know in that first month, and we know now all of that information was wrong. All of it. Even Fauci, who's the poster boy for COVID, said, we were wrong about all that. Okay, this is what you should be doing.
That's trial.
Because by then, the CDC and the World Health Organization were both on the same page going, hey, assholes, stop telling people to do this. Because you're fucking things up. But, yeah, people still cling to that.
New Zealand.
That's
the Shire.
I want to go there.
If the One Ring was still around, we wouldn't have the problem with COVID anymore.
I don't understand how it took them 3 movies to get a fucking ring to a volcano.
Sauron's unleashing his wrath.
The fucking elves left fucking New Zealand, and now we have COVID. That's what
hobbits,
happened.
not elves.
What? Well, they lived in New Zealand too.
What, the elves?
Yeah. Well, they lived in Middle Earth. They lived in Middle. New Zealand is Middle Earth.
Yeah. I didn't watch the whole movie. I only watched 90 minutes of it, which is
yeah,
fucking crazy. I didn't watch the whole movie. I only seen 90 minutes of the first one.
I tried 8 times to watch that first movie. And
I've tried once.
I can't get past an hour and a half.
Which one? First Hobbit movie or the first
Fellowship of the Ring?
I didn't even try the Hobbit. So I was like,
I haven't watched any of the others. I won't. Thick. I can't make it through the first fucking movie. I'm like, this is boring as fuck.
It could have been one movie.
It is awful.
30 minutes, chapters.
Yeah, they could have done all 3 movies and done it in 2 hours.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the book, the fucking Hobbit's this thick, and they made 3 movies out of that bitch.
Yeah, well, you know what's weird? Even though
did they word for
Lord
word?
Of the Rings is even bigger.
Yeah, that book is that thick, but the words on each page are this goddamn big.
Do you know the fucking Deathly Hallows is this thick? And they did 2 movies.
Do you know the funniest part, honestly, about the Lord of the Rings is legit with the War of the Ring is not even the worst like war that happened in. It's not even the most exciting war.
I don't even
in
know.
the Tolkien trilogy. Like Smaug, like the dragon.
I mean,
like in the
I'll
Hobbit
just
movies.
tell you that most of what's in those books comes from my heritage anyway.
Smaug in the Hobbit movie is legit the smallest dragon that Tolkien wrote about. In the Silmarillion, he writes about one that's so fucking big, he's the size of a mountain. The Balrog scene with Gandalf. The Balrog scene with Gandalf that everybody loves, where he's like, "You shall not pass." And another war, there's legit there's armies of Balrogs riding fucking dragons that come out to fight the elves and men.
Well, shit, I can ride dragon in Skyrim.
That is a legit fucking war that occurs. But I'm like, where the fuck is this movie?
That would have been great. I bet that would have been like 18 fucking movies.
I was like, why are we having like Lord of the Rings Part 2? Like the real
There's
shit.
more than just like 2 books. I thought it was only like the Lord of the Rings and fucking.
No, there's the Silmarillion, and then there's the Unfinished Tales.
Was the Unfinished Tales unfinished?
Yeah.
Is that like fucking who's that dude? Charles Dickens. He got a book called the Story of Edwin Drood.
Unfinished Tales is a nice way of just saying memo.
I want to see that movie, The Story of Edwin Drood, that Charles Dickens unwrote.
Dude, we are talking about Lord of the Rings. Don't.
No,
don't
we're
get
talking
weird.
about Alex fucking Jones and all this shit.
I got sidetracked.
I want to hear that fucking book though. I read it. It's pretty good. He didn't finish it though. It was somebody else finished it.
Shelob's not even the scariest fucking spider in that movie either.
Everything that you're saying to me is you might as well.
There's
be
a giant
spitting
spider
green.
that's in the movie.
We seen half of it. We just see him walk.
I saw half of a movie.
There's a whole spider
They
god.
walked-
that-
I didn't even bother making it to see them chuck the ring into the pit.
That's why, because they didn't.
They
do the
left
best
the
fucking
village,
war.
and that's about as far as we got.
Okay.
That first 90 minutes, they left the village, and that was it.
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you not? There's a bunch of like fucking midgets smoking weed. How
Don't
do you
give
not
a
enjoy the movie?
fuck.
Okay,
It's
whatever.
tobacco. It's not.
First of
weed.
all, they ain't even real midgets.
No, the
It's
fucking
all
camera
digital
angles.
fucking assholes.
The dude who played.
I know who Elijah Wood is.
Nah, he's fucking
or not
cool.
Elijah Wood. What's his fucking name?
Samwise Gamgee,
Ian
No,
Gandalf.
God damn it.
Ian McKellen.
No, God, motherfucker.
the guy from the Goonies.
Oh wait, Sean
No!
Sean Bean.
No, Sean Astin's in there. Yes.
No, Sean
But-
Bean's
but
like,
the other
fucking,
one.
Would you please?
Who's his fucking his counterpart?
Orlando Bloom.
One of the Hobbits.
Dude, that beat hit hard.
Yes!
The guy from the Goonies.
That's Sean Astin. You
Yeah.
fuck.
Oh,
The
Though.
other
About
one.
Sean Bean.
Oh,
One that's simply not
Edward-
walking the
Edward
Mordor.
Edward Sheeran.
No.
The fuck is wrong with you? You don't even know the
shape
goddamn
of
movie.
Your feet are so big, baby boo boo.
Wait, I thought that's who Pippin was.
Fucking Edward Sheeran.
I thought that's who Pippin. I thought that was Edward Sheeran.
Pippin.
He sounds just like him.
No,
No,
you talking about
what?
the one who's like what? Do we have second breakfast or first breakfast?
First of all, we all know that I'm not good with music, and artists.
Ed
so-
Sheeran.
Is that Elijah Wood? Is that who? Yeah.
Elijah was one of the hobbits.
Yes,
Yes.
he's Frodo
Austin.
Baggins.
That's what I'm.
Frodo
You already
Baggins.
said Frodo Baggins.
No,
I knew
but
who you
I
were
I
didn't
didn't
talking
say
about.
Frodo Baggins.
Or
I said
Elijah
Wood.
and then I thought I got the wrong person.
No.
No, you had it right.
No, there's another. There's like 3 hobbits though. There's like Sean Astin, there's Frodo, Elijah Woods, and there's a third one.
That peaked
That
in Lord
nobody gives a
that
fuck. Are
nobody
you talking about
cares.
the old man?
No, that's Gandalf.
No, the old Hobbit, the one that had the ring.
That's
that
Bilbo.
That's Bilbo Baggins.
Dildo Saggins.
Dildos.
That's my porn name. Dildo sacks. that's a floppy dick. Bitch. Izzy gonna look it up.
Hang on. Names
Of the hobbits.
of the hobbits.
Frodo. That's it.
Fro.
That's the only one I know.
Actors. Names.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
it would have been Bilbo.
Yeah, Bilbo was what the Hobbit was about. Bilbo.
What?
The Hobbit. The Hobbit. The movies was about Bilbo.
The older
Yeah, the
guy?
older Hobbit.
Okay.
And the dude that we can't think about, he looks like Bilbo a little bit though.
God, it's been
Merry
too long since I've
Christmas.
seen this.
How you doing, filthy animal?
I don't even give a fuck about Lord of the Rings. Why are we even talking about that?
Major.
You know
ass.
what?
God, I don't give a fuck about that.
Okay, I'll put it.
I want to know who the actor is though.
Oh Jesus! Why?
It's already here. It's already fucking. Now it's in my head.
A movie you ain't gonna watch?
Yeah, I might pick it up again when I'm like 30 and ready to die. Like, oh, I'm about to die. Let's just put this bitch on.
I mean, when the alien forces come in.
No, wait, don't kill me yet. Let me find what happens to this ring.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, they just throw it in the fucking volcano.
They just tell you and shoot you in the face.
Oh yeah, like you don't need to watch it now. But what about all the action scenes? There's nothing. They're just fucking walking.
CGI overrated.
They got a fucking their fucking single phaser blast shoots out 4 rounds.
Hang on, I just downloaded the Silmarillion. Sorry.
What's that? The book or the movie?
Damn it! You weren't listening to what I just said. Andy Serkis, who, by the way, I don't know how that dude has not gotten an Oscar for all of the work he's ever done. This is them. Hang on, I'm getting
No, that's Gil. Oh, that's a dude named Gollum. That's Andy Serkis. He was fucking Claw in fucking Black Panther.
Oh, there they are.
That's the first time he wasn't
They were
CGI.
way the fuck down. Way the fuck down. Billy Boyd, who's the one who played Pippin, and Dominic Monaghan.
That's
who
the
played
one.
Mary. No, you said that like you knew who they were.
That's usually what that means when I snap my fingers. Is I know what I was talking about.
Jesus.
I'm never gonna watch that.
What
movie.
a train wreck.
That was fucking stupid.
Anyway, conspiracies.
Going back to conspiracy theories.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway,
So, yeah. Anyway, Alex Jones has been turned out to be right about a majority of the things that he's brought to light
yeah.
over the past 20, 30 years. And then the worst part is when he is vindicated, like when it's shown, oh, he was right, no one covers that.
Well,
Only Rogan.
Rogan's
the only one that lets people know, hey, Alex isn't as crazy as we all think he is.
Well, I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, we're in the age of information. With the age of information comes the age of disinformation at the same time, and people just want
fake news.
Yeah, they do. They want to know. They want to look at the news or information that helps them fit the narrative that they have or that they want to have.
But now the problem is you have these companies that were relied upon to tell us if something was fake news or if it was legit, and now they're dishing out fake news.
I only read
like
the Onion.
Snopes, like
I don't understand, like, honestly, like, why there needs to be fact checkers on social media or these things. Like, well, I understand why they're there because they're for political reasons.
The reason why is because, look, if people read it on the internet, it must be true.
Yeah.
That's the goddamn problem,
There's
Izzy.
a meme of Abraham Lincoln saying
that.
And I bet people believe it.
Yes.
Oh. No,
that's legit, dude.
We don't learn from history.
No, if
how about the picture of George Washington
history.
riding into battle on the back of a Tyrannosaurus Rex with missiles?
All right, first off, that really happened. That's just taken out of context.
I mean, I was there. I seen it.
I mean, you know that there are people that believe this shit, right?
That's metaphorical.
How's that?
What?
They crossed the Delaware.
It's crossed the
problem
Delaware.
is
The
Tyrannosaurus
is
Rex.
the rowboat. The dinosaur is the rowboat.
Yeah, there are people that don't understand what metaphors are,
and
though.
the missiles are
or comedy,
or the Minutemen that he had,
or a punchline.
It's not my fault they don't understand art.
That's true. Comedy is art. It's one of the lowest arts.
People, honest to God, wanted to see fact checkers, man. Every time you upload a photo, they should be like, filter.
They can fact check this dick.
Yeah, fact check that,
Fact
whatever.
check that.
Every time you
These
send
nuts.
Every time you send a dick pic and make it look bigger, it said fact check. It's actually 4 inches.
I always zoom in so make it look bigger, but it's still the same photo.
Like, where were you then, Facebook?
Where are you, my Photoshop
fact
skills?
checkers?
I always make sure that there's like a Bic lighter, like
For size comparison?
about 6 inches behind my dick when I take the picture.
So it looks bigger?
Yeah,
That's how they made
so they're
fucking
like, oh
Frodo.
my god,
right.
that's a regular sized lighter. Look how huge it is.
That's what they did with Frodo and fucking Gandalf. That's how they made Frodo so short. They put him way in front of Gandalf. Or
Camera angles.
yeah, put Frodo in the back and Gandalf in the front, so he looked mad big.
Camera angles making dicks look bigger since 1999.
It's all about the angles, ladies.
And the lighting.
And I send videos, so I'm like fucked up now.
There's science behind this.
I've grown. I send dick videos. I don't send pics no more. So I can't hide shit.
There's a conspiracy for you.
Even in the videos, you can even hear him blowing on his pubic hair to make it look bigger. Like,
If I could do that, I wouldn't need a female in my life. If I can blow on my pubic hair, I wouldn't need. I'm like, what I need you for? I'm good. Get the fuck away from me. Help me do my dishes, though. That'd be great.
watch this
God
tree
damn it.
grow in the magic forest.
That looks like an egg in a robin's nest.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop touching it. No, come here. Get over here.
Oh shit.
I'm watching Gordon Ramsay like mad hard.
I like watching his cooking shows. I do.
That's really good. Most of him yelling at people.
Oh, yeah.
But then what's funny is you ever watch the kids version?
Yeah.
And
How
he's
fucking-
so nice.
He's so polite.
Who is that guy?
No, that's not the
He's
guy
like
who-
the sweetest, most lovable human being when it comes to kids, and he's like so gentle with them. Like if the kids start getting upset and crying because they messed up something, he just like drops down to a knee and he's like, "Why are you crying?
Dude,
Look, everyone makes mistakes. It's fine.
It's fine.
You just-
so whenever I'm at the hospital and I work with the kids, and they always say, "What's it like on the adult side?" I always use Gordon Ramsay as an example of like the difference. It's like, you know how when you mess up, we're always like, hey, it's gonna be okay. There's always, there's always second chances and things like that. It's gonna be okay. When you're an adult, you're like, fucking donkey. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What are you doing, you donut?
Why would you run down naked in the middle of the fucking road? What the hell is wrong with you?
That's fucking awesome. I'm watching
That is exactly the difference between child mental health care and adult mental health care.
Yeah.
Right there.
It's like dealing with children and adults just in everyday life.
It's like,
Dude, it's fucking awesome.
I'm like, take advantage now when people care about you.
the Rosota is not cooked. The Rosetta.
I remember
well, he just short circuited.
I remember one time a kid that like had was 17 and was at our facility like a couple weeks prior.
That's a young adult.
Yeah, and no, then he turned 18, so he was like on my unit, and like he gets mad, he like, storms down to his room, like slams his door, and he comes out going, "Is anybody coming after me?" I said, "No."
Hey, you're an adult now.
Like, why would I do that? Like, just see if I was okay. I'm like, there's a camera. I know you're okay.
It's like when a female wants you to chase her when she gets
Yeah,
mad.
right,
She
Yeah,
storms off.
yeah.
I'm like, why would I chase? That doesn't make any sense.
Hey, motherfucker, I still got food to eat. You can
Yeah.
leave. It's fine. I'll eat your food too. It's good.
Like, I'm not gonna get up from my chair.
No,
right?
it's my
Oh,
lazy day.
Fuck
Fuck off.
with you.
It's like
You
you're-
start throwing shit. We got a problem.
There we go.
Yeah,
It's like,
you-
why would I come down there while you're yelling?
And you get a dick kick. That's what happens. You throw shit, you get dick kicked.
I can hear you just fine from here.
I can see you. I got my binoculars on. Let me tune into your fucking bullshit. Okay.
Goddamn.
Is you alright over there?
I am. I drank too much of my tap water that I brought in.
He's
I'm out of my power
he's
right
all
now.
jacked up.
I am. I'm all jacked up on tap water. All the
That was-
minerals and fluoride.
No,
It's got me all excited.
The fluoride fucked my brain up.
I'll start my own energy drink. Companies
Disney Plus.
just sell tap water. It's energy water.
Oh,
watching
you know, so, surprised they haven't done it.
Just water that just gives you energy.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't. Like, I'm surprised. Like, all you got to do, like, just
It's water.
start filling up bottles in your bathtub. Slap a label on it.
Dude, I went on.
They got smart people buy smart water.
It doesn't make it smarter.
Dude, I went.
First of all, if you're paying $2.50 for a bottle of water, guess what? You're not fucking smart.
I was down.
Boom!
Right here, me. So I went on vacation with my wife's family, and they took us to like this real like her sister.
Never a good idea.
No. He took us. Her sister likes to go to really bougie restaurants, and they're good people, but they took us to this like super fancy restaurant.
Bougie restaurants are awesome. They got food
No,
there.
they're
It's
no, they're
good.
not. No, they are not. First off, if I walk into any
The
restaurant,
portions are shit.
no. If I walk into any restaurant and there are not peanuts on the floor, I'm instantly uncomfortable.
Logan Roadhouse. and
First off, right
Logan
there.
Roadhouse.
It doesn't have to even be real peanuts, okay? It can be fucking circus peanuts, and then I'm
Circus
like,
peanuts are. You talking about the little candies?
yeah. Then I'm like, I like this McDonald's, but anyway. But we're sitting down.
What McDonald's are you going
We're
to?
sitting down the good ones.
Remember the
Peanuts-
KFC when we was on the way to Nap and they had
I
that
love
buffet?
That was amazing.
Oh, we got so much mashed potatoes.
But I was sitting there.
So many mashed
And
potatoes.
we have to order a drink, and they said, "What would you like to drink?" And I'm like, "I'm not falling for their expensive drinks." And I'm like, "I just want water.
She says, "Give me a yes."
I want. Can I have a water?" And they went, "What kind?" I'm like, "Clear." Like I just want clear water.
Dish.
Give me some sugar.
Then they handed me like a list with like 20 waters on them. I'm like, just get it from the fucking tap, man. I didn't swear though because they would kick me out. But I'm like, can I just have whatever the
Because they would have kicked me out.
they would have.
First of all, let me just tell you right there. That's my disqualification from eating at that restaurant. Because
What?
when I walk into the place and I go, holy shit, look at this fucking place.
It's nice.
And they're like, sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave. I've been like, well, I didn't want to fucking eat here anyway.
Eat a dick.
And he is right, man. Nubsie's right. Like with the tiny portions. Like I got fish.
Oh, yeah.
I got fish.
And they got the nerve to charge you like 30,
I
40
know.
bucks
And
for
it's
this
like
bullshit.
4 inches long. I'm like, what is this? They're like, that's the catch of the day. I'm like, you should have thrown it back. Like, they're like, what the fuck
I'm pretty
is-
sure it's
like, what
illegal
is
to keep
this?
fish this size.
It's a minnow.
I'm gonna call
motherfucker.
DNR. Like on you people. What is this?
God damn. Yeah. Fucking do not.
I'm gonna call the game and wildlife people.
I don't fucking like
have them
wildlife.
come check your stock.
Yeah, because I was watching Hell's Kitchen. They like the little scallops. It's like that. Then he might sort them. They're like, that's not enough food to feed somebody.
And here's another. Why does the soda always taste worse the nicer the restaurant?
Because they put fucking charcoal in it.
No,
Nope.
the nice.
It's because they turned down the goddamn CO2 canister.
Oh God, it's like the
Whereas, if you want the best Sprite in the world, where do you go?
A fucking
Walmart.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Yeah, McDonald's.
Because it tastes like TV static.
oh, it's so good.
It's because it is so like they've got that fucking nozzle jacked up.
It is
like
spicy
wide
water.
open. Yes,
It is.
it is the spicy water. Did you just shit yourself?
This part of, yeah.
Oh my god!
It's like that will be with y'all momentarily. First of all, if you're gonna start that, I'm gonna do it back, and then like Bulldog is gonna.
I'm about to light another incense.
He's
Oh, you
gonna kill the
motherfucker!
crossfire.
You,
Don't you blow
get
that at
that
me?
fucking fan off the microphone, you dick.
That's fucking great. The day is
That way.
And I got, and
I'm
you
gonna-
yelled at me
Good
for not
God.
knowing how to.
Yeah, we're in an
talk to
open
a
area
mic.
now.
We're in an open area.
Oh, I thought
this
you
is
meant-
my house, bitch.
I answered them before we.
This air is not free.
I thought that's my bad. I did. That's the second time I did it though. That's the first time you heard it.
I saw him over there trying to one cheek sneak. I saw him lean up, and then I heard a. "Bonk." I'm pretty sure it picked up on the mic too. I hope like fucking did because I heard it through my headphones. So that
think I
means
heard
that it probably is going to be on the show.
That's great. Yeah, I thought you were gonna say something else. When you farted in your car last week, or like a month, 2 months ago. was the
Yeah,
last time?
like-
First of all, it's because you're an amateur compared to me. I'm just telling you right now. Like when I fart, like it gets biblical quick.
I let people know I fart. Fuck them.
It gets biblical.
like really,
This is plague level shit, people.
This is
I
like
don't
a
fuck
local-
around.
like summoning demons. From
Oh,
the
you're
depths
worried
of hell.
about COVID?
Oh no, we got this all through Egypt though.
Oh, speaking of COVID and smells, did you see the thing that? like,
Well, at least we all know we don't got it though.
no, that's true. But did you see the thing about people that are like losing their sense of smell, but at the same time, like after they're done, that they're having like problems like with like smelling weird things, like things smell differently to them. Like there's whole like groups dedicated to this now of people complaining of like having the smell of like burnt toast constantly in their nose.
That's called a stroke.
Like, do you smell toast?
Yes.
But, like, that's just
if
the-
you're
that's just
smelling
the
toast,
example.
you're having a stroke.
No, but that's just the example of like they'll have just these weird smells, or it'll
That's
just
what
be
that fucking-
offsetting to them.
COVID's causing partial strokes in people, and they have no fucking idea.
I smelled burnt toast when that fucking came this way.
That is
Well,
a
because
that
I
is,
just blew it out because it was on fire, and then now it'll be the incense.
I would
Okay.
much prefer the incense compared to
Nubsie's
Nubsie's
ass.
ass Taco Bell ass bar.
What? Hey, no. Fuck off. I asked when I eat today.
Taco John, sorry.
No, I'm trying not to eat fast food anymore.
That's true.
Oh, I had cottage cheese and celery.
That's
And
true.
peanut
I'm
butter.
Oh God, cottage cheese!
I just ate it
Hey.
straight from the tub.
I love cottage cheese.
I love cottage cheese too, but think about what it does to your farts.
That's true. And,
Jesus,
that could be.
You
the-
might as well
that
have said
could be the
I
cause of
only
what it
ate
is.
I ate like 5 hard-boiled eggs. Oh, goody.
I need to I need to get some eggs to hard boil them, bro. Them things are good.
That's what it,
Them things are good.
Actually-
You a special boy, Nubs.
That's what they say.
you need fish. That's what you need. Salmon.
I don't
and,
really like fish.
Salmon and
I like
what?
sushi. That's the
I
only
love
fish I like.
salmon.
Salmon's
I can't
so
do
good.
salmon.
Fucking
So
love
good for you.
salmon.
I can't do
Like
fish.
that. Okay, Crazy Buffet.
Oh yeah,
That's my favorite thing to go there for is their baked salmon.
I haven't had salmon. I can't look at it, yo.
What?
It's like I had to make it.
And
at-
theirs has that like orange glaze sauce on. Oh my
Wow,
god,
It's so good.
I put sriracha on it too.
Like it's
Why sriracha's not even that hot?
That's the hottest they got though.
that's the hottest they're allowed to sell you there.
Right.
If it
And
gets,
sriracha tastes really good.
if it
I never
becomes
tried it
like
before.
here's the
What?
because if it gets
Then
any,
how the fuck do you know it ain't that hot?
I can look at it and see it's not hot.
no, because what'll happen is if it gets any hotter than sriracha, then they have to call themselves a Thai place. Like that's what happens.
Thai
Like
food
there
is
are
a niceness, though. I
limits.
like
Thai food will light you up.
Yeah,
I
there,
like
there
Thai
are
food.
limits to how spicy each like general demographic can be.
Thai
before,
food is fucking
before it just
nice. I like
changes
Thai
the
food.
flavor profile.
Get that little chicken going in with some motherfucking house hot sauce. It's a wrap.
Oh my god! I went to a Thai place for the very first time, and I ordered some noodles, and they said, "How spicy do you want it?" On a scale of 1 to 10, and I said 7. Apparently, I cannot handle a Thai 7. I ate like half of it before like my mouth was just under a faucet for like at least 30 minutes.
Thai food is no joke.
Did Amy laugh at you? Oh. Your wife?
Yeah, because they were all getting theirs at like at a 2 or a 3, and I'm like, amateurs. Give me a 7. And he went, "Are you sure?"
Now see,
that should have been
I-
the warning right there.
I could eat the 7 and just be like, "That's good. That's good."
It was.
I throw about
There
like
was
8
some
scoops
fierce.
of Charlie's Tears at Big Bang. Just
I love Big
Oh,
Mac.
dude, I had some. I had this Carolina Reaper sauce
Oh my god, yeah,
like 2 months ago.
fire.
So good.
Fucking
Oh,
good.
So
so
fucking
Put some,
good.
put some like blue corn tortilla chips.
No,
I love any-
No, this isn't for that.
Speaking of
That's
any,
what I did.
Speaking of like you're talking
That's
about
a
like Charlie's
waste.
Tears or like Big Bang. I love any restaurant where like when you order something they tell you no you don't want this. This is what you want. They just correct your order because that happens to me all the time when I go to there and like Charlie's there and he'll be like, can I have this? He goes, no. This isn't what you want. You want this. And then he's like changing my order. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then he's like, just try. And he's right.
Have you been to Big Bang before? Because you make your own plate.
Yeah, no, I do because what I'll start putting stuff in there. And he goes, no, this isn't what you want, and he'll change it. He'll make it himself.
Oh, I bet that's good.
I'm
as shit,
serious.
though.
He does that. He does that when you go. I love that anywhere. Street food, like
I love street
any sort of
food.
restaurant where
Street meat.
they will literally tell you where they're like, no, the customer's out. No, I was right. You're fucking. The customer's stupid. That's
That customer
No,
is stupid.
I'm going to give you something that'll make you want to come back.
eat this. I'm like your mom. Eat this.
Dude, I get that. The
What
big
is
ass
it?
bowl,
Just eat it.
a whole bunch of tortillas. Let me get about 2 orders tortillas, rice. It's a wrap.
Absolutely. Like if you don't eat this the next time you come back to their food cart, it's gonna be there waiting for you, and you try to order it again.
Fucking good.
They just saved it. Oh my.
Me and Izzy was talking about this on the way up, trying to get a comedy club started. Well, Izzy is. I'm just gonna back him up.
In Evansville. No, we were talking about that in Evansville, like Evansville Needing and Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Well, what happened to Cos? Are they not allowed to do
Well,
it
no,
there?
I think Coslet's in like the extreme like risk age group. Like I think he had a medical procedure and he's older, so I
That's
think
true.
he's in a high risk
Yeah.
category, so he doesn't
That's
want to
why he
have
hasn't
that there.
accepted my friend request yet.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Dude, it's
no, the two
the,
places.
the problem is, in order to run a successful comedy club, you're gonna have to be able to get in national headliner acts.
We got those. We know people.
Who? I'm just kidding.
What
I'm
national
not-
headliners are you gonna have come in to Evansville?
That wouldn't charge like an arm and a leg.
And that's
Are
the
you talking
problem.
like Kevin
That's-
Hart?
Okay, like Raven owned Funny Bone, right?
Yeah.
Funny Bone was successful for years.
Well, I think also part of it too is, in order to be able to start a club, they have to like you, and they have to have a good experience while they're there. It's not even just like the people that come in. Like you have to
Yeah.
get people coming back regularly for the place. Like it's
Yeah.
only as good as like the venue can be. And I
Best
think
thing,
that's-
open Thursday, Wednesday through Saturday.
like you can be funny, but you have to get people to be able to come back and people to know about it. That's always been the biggest. That's always been like
That's
the
why you
biggest
put out
hurdle.
paper flyers along with internet flyers.
No, not even actually. A better thing to do is to like be on, it would be like on Instagram. You would like type in Evansville, find out who the biggest posters are in Evansville, and be like, here are 2 free tickets. And then they come out and they're like, holy shit, I'm at this club. This is great. And then they've shared it with like their 10,000 followers.
I tried
Yep.
that. She didn't show up.
See, that's what happens. Like you got to be able to
That's her in the
to get
photo,
these
yeah.
to get these people to be able to,
See,
to
the
show up.
the other thing is most of these places that want to run comedy, all they want is free entertainment for their place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Comedians don't get paid,
No.
Oh yeah.
so it's like,
Well, open mic, we don't get paid. We try to make sure we get paid for an actual show. We make
right,
boom.
but
At least I'm getting paid. Fuck everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm at least catching about 50 out the gate.
but that's the other thing. Like it, I used to trust me. I was once an idealist, and I made the metal scene in Evansville work for a while, where original bands were getting paid to play.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of this would be good exposure for you guys. Fuck your exposure. We want money.
And both. I want both. I want exposure and money.
Right.
I'm not doing this shit because I like doing it.
But then eventually that went away too. And it's just, unfortunately, we live in such a fucking ass backward place in the country.
Well,
It really is.
you know, when it comes to like entertainment, we live in a time in which entertainment can come to. Literally, people are getting entertained listening to your podcast. At least I hope that people are listening and getting entertained.
They're probably
Listening
not.
They
just
still download the motherfuckers, so-
from the convenience of wherever they want to listen to it. Now,
You
if
gotta
you said
listen
in
to
order to be able to
something
check
like
out the Bulldog Unchained podcast, you had to come to this place at this specific time and pay money to be able to come in, people are going to start getting leery about it. Like, why would I?
They
why
wouldn't
would
even be leery. Nobody would show
Yeah.
up.
So I
They'd be
mean,
like, fuck that.
So when it comes to like,
Sam would.
That's true. Sam and Em's. He is.
Sam's my dude.
He is my hero.
Sam is my one patron of the show.
Dude, he came. Oh, this was like I went to Georgetown, Kentucky to the Laughing Skull down there.
That's just a badass name for a comedy club.
And we were
like
we were
that.
down there.
I like that.
And I had to have someone come with me, and Sam came with me, and he cheered me on, laughing, like clapping the whole time. I'm like, you're a trooper. And then I ended up winning like set of the night, which I didn't even know they were doing that. But I'm like, that's why he's an awesome dude. And honest to God, he's gonna come out, I think, to one of the open mics because I'm gonna drag him out there. But back to what I was getting at. But again, people having access to all of this like entertainment like at their fingertips, but then their pocket through their phone, makes them very difficult to want to come out to live entertainment.
Also, look at this year now. Like I think about like I haven't even been to a bar since the COVID thing started, and I know that people are going to bars again, right?
Yeah.
But do they have to wear masks while they're at the bar?
Not while you're eating at
While
your
you're going
table.
in, you gotta sit down. You can take the mask off.
Yeah. Like
But I mean, like, what if you go to timeout? Do you have to wear a mask?
I don't know.
I haven't
go
been
to
to timeout
bars.
in like
That's what I'm saying.
Unless
Going
I'm-
to a bar.
well, unless I'm-
like to hang out with your friends and shit and sit
I
there
don't have
and
a lot of
drink and
friends
talk.
that want to hang out.
And- but yeah, like I got rid of Facebook,
Dude.
and my got rid of Facebook. I barely see anybody anymore. My circle, no shit, went from 1,100 people on Facebook to like 25, 30 people that I talk to semi regularly.
You want to talk about tough, man?
Two of them right
the
here.
masks things were tough.
Yeah, two of them are right here.
You want to talk about a real difficult thing? Like I back in June, I did the clean comedy challenge. It's like a national clean comedy competition that they do around the country, and they only had one this year because of COVID, and it was down in Nashville. And I went down and competed in it, and there was at this comedy club, like the West Coast Comedy Club down in Nashville.
Is the name of it?
Yeah, and it was like Third Coast Comedy Club, and it was real strict on the regulations. Like you had to sit like every other chair. You could only have like so many people in the club at a time. That all of the performers, if we weren't performing or within our group, we had to be outside. We couldn't even be inside, and you had to wear your mask unless you're performing, even in the crowd. So people have their masks covered up. That it raised the difficulty like astronomically.
Yeah, fuck that.
That's how you know you're funny though.
See, and
Yeah, but that's how you know your joke is funny.
Think about this. You got people like me who now, like, I don't wear a mask when I go into places. Like, if I go to Walmart, I'm not wearing it. I'm not fucking doing it. I don't. And if somebody says, sir, do you have a mask? I look them in the face and I'm like, I'm not participating. And if they say, oh, well, you have to have a mask to be in here. And I'm like, well, then you don't need my money. Let's see how long your business lasts if you keep turning people away. Fuck you. Because guess what? Amazon still delivers to my fucking door. I can get everything I goddamn need delivered.
Dude, I've stopped going to Walmart now for food because you literally only costs like $8 to have delivered to your house.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I hope that like that's the one thing COVID I think has helped with is that I'm like I don't have to go to Walmart anymore.
That's just it. Like,
Oh, people at Walmart's gonna fall off. People gonna take photos inside their house.
nobody's going anywhere anymore.
People at DoorDash.
No, what happens is Jeff Bezos is gonna be able to buy America.
He's
gonna buy a state. I'm telling you now.
Did you hear what the first quarter of Amazon's earnings were from this year?
He makes more than most countries. Gee, like,
but they're okay. Amazon orders in the first quarter, I think, were up like 67% over last year.
yeah,
Fuck. And they don't pay taxes.
dude, he's gonna buy a small country and just name himself El Presidente, El Presidente Jeff, or just call me El Jefe.
El Chapo Bezos.
He's just gonna call me Jefe. That's what he's gonna.
Jefe?
Yeah,
La Patron.
he's just gonna move 2 letters in his name around.
El Patron. El Patron.
You okay
Oh,
over
El
there?
Jefe.
Yeah,
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just saying El Patron.
that's what he's
Working out well for you.
That's what he's gonna do. I guarantee it.
I would if I was in. If I had that money, I would tell everybody to go fuck themselves and I'll move to Mars.
Also, then you got all these fucks like what's his name?
Guillermo del Toro.
Stop. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, telling people, wear your mask. You got to social distance. You can't have more than 20 people at a social gathering and blah, blah, blah. Then this motherfucker, there's video and pictures of him posted online. He's at a fucking restaurant with like 30, 40 people sitting around this table. Nobody's wearing masks.
Well, of
Everybody's
course,
sitting right next to.
He's not talking about himself.
Exactly. That was the other big thing when all this shit started. I was like, is anybody else noticing that the people that are telling us to wear masks and social distance are all crammed on a stage together and no one's wearing a mask? My bullshit detector's going off again. The alarm in my head. Bullshit. But no, people just want to be told what to do.
They're talking about Biden declaring a mask mandate, which I don't think he has the authority to do anyway. But.
No one does. First of all, yeah, let's see how... That's not even the big ticket item. The big ticket item is they've been talking about the vaccine mandate. And let me just tell you, you want to see violence erupt in this country?
They won't do
on
it.
Hell no, they won't do it.
No, they'll do it to attend public schools. They'll do it for
Good
kids.
Good luck.
Can do that now.
Oh, do they?
Well, sorry. So
why do you think anti-vaxxers exist and these parents can send their little shit stains without measles and smallpox vaccinations to school?
You get like the couple of holdouts for whatever reason that they can, but generally the vast majority of them, what they say, there's a mandate air quote.
The only thing that someone has to say is it goes against my religious principles, and that conversation has to stop right there. That's it. End of discussion. Like, if I wanted to be a cunt, if I walked into some place and they said, "Where's your mask?" and I said, "It goes against my religious principles." Stop talking to me. Stop talking, because I will sue your ass.
Well, watch it.
I will fucking sue you for discrimination.
You might even see it. You might even see it through companies too. You might even say that where they have to provide proof of vaccination to be able to use an airline or something like that too.
Yeah. See, and let me tell you what's going to happen if people have to show proof of a vaccination. You're going to see a whole lot of businesses shut the fuck down within 3 months. 90 days, they're done. Because are you going to be first online for this vaccination? First of all, I don't get flu shots. I know better than to even fuck with that. I know what a flu shot does. We don't have any goddamn idea what they're going to try to push through this.
That is the one thing that I think people don't think about when it comes to the vaccine, is how long the vaccine is good for. Because again, they can't know.
What else are they putting in you? How do you know?
Well, you also don't know if you also don't know if you may not explode the next 10 seconds too. But like what they're putting, I mean, real stuff that I'm worried about is like how long will is the vaccine good for? Is it good for a year? Is it good for 5 years? Is it good for a year like a flu shot? Is it good for 10 years like a tetanus shot? Is it good forever like like a measles shot? Like it's hard for them to know whether or not you're going to need it, when you're going to need another one.
Within 6 months, are people going to start dropping dead because they got this shot?
I have a hard time. Okay, so here's my issue with this whole "is it safe" thing. We also know for a fact, too, because we've always said constantly, and I know we've even talked about this podcast. You've talked about the podcast of there's no cure, there's no money in cures, right?
Right.
There's only cures, and there's only money in preventions, and also the massive
treatment
and treatment. So I don't think that you can say like that we can deal with these things, we can rectify these things, and then just say, but there's no way for us to know this vaccine is effective. I feel like you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have your cake and eat it too with this. Like either we're good at being able to deal with these diseases or we're not.
Obviously, we're not. I'm saying we're not. We all know. We have to acknowledge as functioning adults, pretty much every form of cancer at this point in time is curable.
Oh, yeah.
So then, no, we're not good at handling diseases.
The money
because there's too much greed. There's too much money to be made in the dog and pony show.
Yeah, donkey show.
But we're good at.
Oh,
I didn't sign up for this kind of show. What is this?
Yeah, donkey show.
Yeah. If you're out there, don't look
Isn't
up
that what
donkey
Wayne
show.
Newton was singing about?
The donkey,
donkey show, darling, donkey show.
I don't know, did it?
Why is she petting that donkey with her mouth?
That was fucking awesome.
I recall how she cupped its balls. Then he tore her dress. What a mess.
And I mean,
What a mess.
I don't know what song you're talking about.
Donkashane
Oh,
by Wayne Newton.
I ain't never heard that one.
And as they're walking off the stage, they're just like, well, shake it up, babe.
I just got
Shake it
watched
off.
New Pussycat. That's all I want to know.
That's Tom Jones, you fuck.
Oh, I'm way off there.
How dare you compare Tom Jones to Wayne Newton?
Well, which one's better?
Tom Jones.
Oh,
They
By
should fight.
far.
They should fight to the death, and old ladies everywhere will just be excited.
There'd be dust
They'd
falling.
win. They would
Be a lot of
win.
granny panties thrown into the ring.
Well, no, they
What's new,
no, they
pussycat?
wouldn't. They wouldn't get that far. They
Lunch
would,
lady bras.
They would get thrown from the back to the front, then from the front. They would need help. A lot of broken hips at that show.
Why does everything smell like pee? Oh God, these are Depends.
That's not a thong.
Oh God, there you go. There's a marketing strategy.
Oh,
Depends thongs.
God. This might shit their pants on that one. Well, there goes those fucking jeans.
You're welcome, everybody who has that fucking visual image going through your mind
Oh,
now.
it depends. We'll just call it sometimes. Sometimes it stops them. Sometimes it don't.
It splits it in two.
I was just gonna say we call that the splitter.
You used to have one. Now you got two.
It's a log splitter.
Oh, what's that shit called? The saw? The thing that they go, what's the fucking saw? I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Fucking stupid.
Word.
At the homeless shelter.
No, I volunteer
No.
at the homeless shelter.
You
I'll be
volunteer
working
at
at
the
the shoe store.
I work at the shoe store.
That's right. You work at the shoe store, and you
Volunteer.
volunteer at the homeless shelter,
Yes.
fighting out of control homeless people.
No, we try to save them. Sometimes they get out of control.
Oh, that's right.
We try to save him. Sometimes he's got to put him down.
By
Yeah,
spraying
we try
them
not
down.
to
By
put 'em
spraying
down.
them down.
We spray the belligerent ones down. They get too crazy sometimes. The other ones, mostly, they're like, hey, thanks for the help. Sometimes, they're like, no, fuck you. I don't want your help.
Word.
And I was just trying to save your life, son.
That's right.
Well,
Call me the jaws of life.
They're not really call that in the homeless shelters. That's what the media says. So.
That's true.
The homeless shelter.
The homeless shelter.
The homo shelter.
It is a
The YMCA.
It is a boy band, so it's kind of crazy.
Oh God damn it! All right. I think this is a jumping off point
This is the
with a
worst
rope
fucking
around my neck.
Worst fucking jumping off point ever.
This has been the Bulldog Unchained podcast. I'm your host, the King of Village, Bulldog Malenko, along with Knubsie Slow
boy.
and Kris Izzi.
Always good sir.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, guys. And
No
problem.
we'll have to set this up again soon.
Another 2 months.
Absolutely. No, sooner than that.
Yes, definitely sooner. All right, later.